Hi guys. Okay. So since we're not having class today, I am going to give you just a brief, quick recap of yesterday so that you know how to do the worksheet. Yesterday we talked about composite figures where we took, wrong page, sorry, where we took different shapes and they were put together and we had to cut them up into pieces and figure out the areas of those different pieces and then add them together. And then we ended on this one where I had you do them at your seat. Just a quick reminder though, our steps for this whole process were to cut it into shapes, write the formulas for those shapes because we always want to use our formulas, make a plan, then fill in the formulas and follow your plan. So if you did number 4 and you got it right and I told you to move on, great job. I'm going to quickly go through number 4 for those of you that maybe didn't get it right or didn't get to finish it. So there were 2 methods. The first method, I saw that there was an entire big rectangle. So I saw that, and then I saw that there was a smaller rectangle. So what I did is I found the formulas for the 2 rectangles, which is length times width, and then I went ahead and I filled in the information for the large rectangle, which is a 42 by 25. So I found that out. And then I found out the other rectangle was a 22 by 20 rectangle. Now my plan that I did not state just prior to this was the fact that if I find the area of the large rectangle and I subtract the smaller rectangle, that would give me the area of just the shaded. So that's what I did is I took my large rectangle and I subtracted my smaller rectangle as my plan of action. Now if I could get it to show up, oh, there it is. And I got 610 square meters. Now my method 2, not very many of you did, but some of you did. There are multiple ways to do all of these problems. And the other way that some people were seeing this shape was as 3 different rectangles. So if I cut it here, you should be able to see rectangle 1, which I don't know if I can get that number to show up. I did type one in there. Let's see. Maybe if I click away. I can't get them to show. Oh, there's 2. There's 3. My 1 is just not, oh, there it is. So I had rectangle 1, 2, and 3. And I found the areas of each of those. Now the only hard part about that one was making sure you're using the correct measurements. So as you'll see here, for rectangle 1, I used 20 centimeters by 10. I figured out that this was 10 because I know this is 22 and the entire thing is 42. So there must be 10 over here and 10 over there. So this is a 20 by 10, which I did right here. 20 times 10 got me 200. And then I did the other number 2, and it was also a 20 by 10. So I did that again. And then I found my rectangle 3, which was 42 by 5. And I knew that was 5 because I know that this length from here to here is 20. And if the entire thing is 25, I know that left over I have 5. So I did, I did, 42 times 5. And I got 210. And my plan was, since I found only the areas of stuff that was shaded, I added them all together. Over here, I found something that was shaded and something that wasn't, so that's why I subtracted. Over here, I only found out things that were shaded, so I added them together. Now, number 5, no one was able to check their number 5, so we're going to quickly go over this. There were 2 methods for this one as well. For method 1, I thought it was easier for me, method 1, to find the area of this triangle and then find the area of this rectangle. and go from there. So that's exactly what I did. Is I found the area of the triangle and the area of the rectangle, and I knew I was going to have to add them together, because if I only find the area of the triangle and the rectangle, then I've only found area of stuff that was shaded. So therefore it would be at addition. So for my triangle, I realized that if this was 60 and I had, I guess I had to look at this, sorry. This was 120 and this was 150. Then I know that from here to here it had to be 30. And then I knew that this height was 50 because this height is 50. So then I found that area. Oh, sorry, you have to sneeze. And then the rectangle was 60 by 25. That was pretty simple to figure out. And then I added them together. My method 2 was a little bit different. I found the area of the entire trapezoid, and then I subtracted a rectangle that you can see here. I'll draw a line real quick. I cut it like this. So, there you go. So I cut it like that because my thought was I can find the area of this entire trapezoid, and then I can find the area of this rectangle and this rectangle and subtract it. So I found the thing of the whole thing, and then I found the area of the unshaded pieces, and I subtracted them. So this is how I did it. So my trapezoid was the entire thing, so I used 120 and 150 as my bases, and my height was 50. And then I got that to be 6,750. Now the top triangle, or the top rectangle right here, is 120 by 25. I figured that out because clearly it states that that's 120. Here I figured out it was 25 because I know that this is 25. And the whole way up, I would need 25 more to get to that 50. So I did 120 times 25 to get 3,000. Rectangle 2 is clearly at 25, and then it's by 60. And I knew that because I know that this distance is 120. And from here to here is 60. So therefore I need 60 more. So therefore I got 25 times 60, which is 1,500. And my plan all along was to figure out the whole thing and subtract my unshaded pieces to also get 2,250. So you're going to have a worksheet now, and on that worksheet is working on problems that we did yesterday where you have different shapes. You've got to cut them up. Remember our steps. If you remember our steps, you cut them up. We write the formulas. You make a plan. And then you fill in those formulas and you follow your plan. Sometimes you're going to add, sometimes you're going to subtract. So you're going to go ahead, do that. If you want to replay any part of this, pause it, replay it, whatever you need, go for it. If you have any questions, you can ask the teacher in your classroom or you can come and ask me. Alrighty.